How does the flight sim version of this plane compare to the one in real life? Let's find out. Whoa!
Let's take a look at the Jelly Bean Company.
She looks like an XL. Shape's pretty good. They've got the dimensions look pretty well bang on. I would say the hopper, hole for the hopper there, I'm pretty sure that's a little bit further forward. Man, you can see the rivets, fairings there. Gee, they've done a great job. The wire cutter, it's our wire cutter there. You can see it. Oh, is that me? Oh, we've got a co-pilot too. What else have we got here? You can see down the bottom here your steps to get up. 1 foot on this little fella, next one on the wing fairing, then another little step here. Check your oil in here. This, but actually, how do we shut it down? Let's turn the whole lot off. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I like it. I'm sure in a normal setup it'll look better than this with my limited capacity computer. But you know what? So far I like it. Oh gee, what are we doing? Propeller there, she's in feather. You've got your latches to open her up. You check the oil in here. Can we check the oil? No. Is any of this stuff? Oh, it's even got a... That there, that's a little mirror. So you can see underneath into the hopper here, the hopper box to watch the fert coming out. This spreader device, that's what this fella is underneath. That's not quite accurately represented. So the way it works, oh my god, what's happening? You've got a little throat here for the spreader, and that goes in, and then the vanes, you've got these vanes at the back, which just push the fert out, make it nicer. This ventral fin, that is, I believe, not on these aircraft. Maybe looks a little bit too swept back on the canopy. Hopper lid looks a little bit too far aft, and this wire here, that's for a wire strike. If you fly into a wire, it'll either get cut on the wire cutter on the what do you call that thing? The windscreen. And if it doesn't cut it, it at least rides up over there and then hits this wire here and rides up. That way it won't rip your fin off. They've just done a great job. Open. This here, oh yeah, your external power, you plug it in there. Push the little flap and another little doozy watts it pops out. Give it a little tuggeroony. Let's get ourselves back in the cockpit and see if we can crank her up. Righty mahoo-ho. Let's have a look around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point harness. Flash. Starting with our joystick. All the buttons, you can press the buttons. Trim. Yep. One of these push to talk, I think. Force disconnection of autopilot. Okay. On the trigger, which you can't see, I don't know how I can move around to look at it, but in there's a button there, and on some of the XLs that's the button to start sewing. Now to open these doors, this red button, you push that in, and while that's pushed in, you turn that handle. Look at that. Wow. So on the door, these two screws here, there's a leather strap, hangs from one and you can clip it into the other end. That little strap, you can pull it down and you use that to shut the gull wing door. Pretty handy. Close that door before going any further. And when you shut that door, as it locks in, this little pin pops back out, which effectively locks it. So you can wiggle it, but it won't come out. You have to press that red button in first. What else we got here? Rudder pedals. This little fella on the right, that's the emergency fuel doozy what's it. That other one say cockpit air. And it works. Cockpit But yeah, some circuit breakers. Can you pop them? Oh my gosh. Wow. That's nuts. All these buttons work. How about that? Let's turn our master on. Now I can't quite read all of these. Avionics. Let's turn both of these on to see what happens. Now our trim. Is that working? Oh my. That there, that's your trim position marker thingies. I'm moving the trim up and down. Vent, can you move that? And you can slave the compass. Oh my god. Does the clock work? The clock works too. Unbelievable. Annunciator panel, you press the button, check the lights, and the night and day switches too. Can we hear our lady? Betty, are you there, Betty? GPS, there's our mic. Oh my days. Autopilot, auto works well. What's the rest? GPS, that's audio, ADF. Trim inter, oh my. What's this one? Autopilot master, nice. And then this, does that work? Oh my gosh. So that's normally the screen for the GPS, I believe, or perhaps the cameras. There's a few cameras on this YAG version. So maybe that's what that one's for. Wow, can all these breakers work? Yeah, the door, let's have a look on the roof here, zoom out. So this bad boy, that's our map light. And this, not familiar with that. Pull to open hatch, come on. Is that open? You're kidding me. That's crazy. I mean, it's not a manual one in real life on these, they're hydraulically operated, but hey, that's pretty cool. Pull the old lever down. Another map light here, does that work? No. Map light dimmer works. And your aileron trim, which will link back up with that fella over there. And rudder trim. Man alive. That there, that's just a little light. When your nav lights are on, a little light shines onto there. Now down here, oh actually that's our rate controller there, how we set it up. And this fella is our emergency dump lever. There's also another button on there for sewing. Nothing seems to be working on there at the moment. And then behind here, is there a way for me to move around? I don't know. Battery. This is the other emergency dump system, this red handle. Man alive. And the hopper here, yeah, the hopper's a little bit too far back. If this were in real life, we'd be falling over backwards. Now let's go. Should we see if we can start her up? We need to, just the battery's on, isn't it? That's a reset, that's a center return switch. 2-place center return. Stays in center unless you switch it up, it'll hold in there. Fuel on, ignition auto, and power's back. Prop and fuel's back. Fuel pump's on. So this is also a center return starter switch. So that should start cranking it. NG's up. Fuel's above 12. NG's above 12. Put some fuel in. All our lights are on. ITT, NG's rising. Lights off. Lights are off here. Starter, ignition and fuel pump lights are off. So our start is complete. I usually give it a minute. This is where I sort myself out in the cockpit. Give yourself a minute, then reset the generator, and then up into on. Avionics are already on. Probably should have been off for the start. Nav, landing lights, sure, strobes, beacon. What else have we got here? Instrument lights, IPS. Well, it's stuck in bypass with this mod, but hey, let's put it in anyway. Does the light come on? Inertial partial separator. No, the light's Not there. That's alright. Demister, cabin heat. Unbelievable. Flaps up. Oh yeah, so in the ag one it's got a what do you call that? Center return switch for the flaps, rather than this having a set lock indicator. The only difference with that is you can set the flaps to any position you like, though with this, in the real one, you can actually move it halfway down and do the same thing. Okay, how did we get up higher there? Oh, let's go for a hoon. Set the brakes. No, brakes are still on. While it's spooling up. Oh. It might be better to take it out a feather. Maybe. Jimbo, how did you get your license? We're away. Sounds nice and clunky. Oh, wait, oh, whoa. I hope you're not watching this for instruction on how to fly the thing. Doesn't quite sound right. Now did that raise my flaps? Just flaps up. That one. Not too bad. Does it fly like one? I don't know. Pretty hard to say. 54 psi at full power. Well, that's MCP. We want to be getting 64 psi. Some real boogie going. ITT. Oh yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking the engine. So let's bring the old power back here. We'll bring the prop back. Just would be nice. Be nice. Just to get it out of that red. There we go. Now, how do we? Oh, we got some more buttons down here. Glare shield, park brake, fuel valve. Yeah, of course. Brightness. Now, hopefully, we're not going to crash here. There goes the town. How do we tip our load out, team? How do we tip the load out? Oh well, let's see if we can find the base strip. Now there should be the base strip just down here. Yeah, the road's there. That is nuts. So that there, that's the hangar. That's the wool shed. There's a house there. That's the fert bin. Clearly computer's struggling with this one. Yeah, well, you know, handles like a plane, looks like a plane, smells like a plane. Oh, I buggered this one up. Oh no. I think, okay, so there's one thing, the trim's showing around the wrong way. They almost could be, you know. Yeah, let's see how she stalls. Let's just do an aggressive one. So in real life, these things are just docile, super docile. I'm holding the control stick right back. That's not. Oh, I'm full power. Yeah. That's not too far different to real life. They are super docile, these things. The stick's held back this whole time. Power's idle. I'd dump my load if I could, but I have no idea how to. I should try landing here. What's the flaps? What's the flaps? Anyone? That one. Let's have a go landing here. How do we reverse? Brakes. Okay, we're going down the other side. Let's take off too. Why not? That's pretty good. Quite happy with that. Lower that nose. Flaps need to go up. Halfway up. Oh, I'd love to know how to do some spreading. Is it worth reading the manual? Now we are at Lukla. On the runway, ready to jam. Have to say, for having bad computer and the low settings, this is pretty cool. Can we taxi around? There's a car here. That's inaccurate. Cars in Lukla. Let's go for a little drive around here, see what it looks like. How do we look behind? Ooh, the brakes work? Yep. Wow. I mean, I'm here to comment on the plane, but it's so cool just to see the scenery. Unbelievable. There's a tower there. Let's backtrack ourselves just a wee little tiny little bit and spin around. Whoop. Overdid it there. So what am I forgetting, team? It's got to be something, right? Flap set, trim looks good, everything looks good, who cares, let's go. A little bit of power, engine will be up. Let's do it. Oh man, our airspeed would be getting it. Well, there was something on the runway there. Oh, what's happened? Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god! What happened there? Wow! Wowee. Wrong way for flaps. That was fun, wasn't that? Something else, eh? I hope that's not how I really fly. Let's look ourselves up just a little bit. Let's come around. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So we're actually, man, it looks good. Just looking at it, we just go into the sunlight, how about that? Visually it just looks right, and I mean even this flight sim is cool. You can see the heat coming out, little ripples there even on these poor settings. The one thing is the engine gauges to be at 40 psi and 700 degrees, so that's not right. So we'll come around and we'd be losing a lot more airspeed at that power setting. So is that our hill there? Yeah, that's our hill. So that's our rock face. Doesn't quite look like it, but you know. That's not too bad. Let's get some flapping-a-doony woonies on. Yeah, that power setting, we would be a lot. Reduce airspeed during final approach. Thanks for the tip. Put a little bit more juice in there. Or a little low goose. A little slow now. A little off center line. Trim her back. Still a little slower than I want to be. Well, it's getting a bit twitchy, a bit hard to handle. And we come in. Oh, what? Why'd you... That would not happen in real life, and I don't know where my reversey is. Get the flaps up. But we landed. That's about a normal payload. We'd be on about a ton. Look out for those. Oh, we're going a bit far. Oopsies. We're going to have to back out of here. Okay. We found a reverse. Plane's fine. Pew. Shut it down, but let's turn all the lights on. I like it. How do I compare it to the one in real life? It's pretty similar. Visually looks very good. A couple of the minor issues. The windscreen's just a little bit off there. On the ag version, the spreader is a little bit different. Hopper's in slightly the wrong place. Flying wise, it's a tricky one to answer always. It's not too bad. When it lands here, the flight characteristics are a little bit off. Maybe that's just my excuse for a poor landing. If you want to get it, have a go. If you've got a better computer than mine and you can land on some of these dirt strips and figure out how to use the controls a bit better than I can, pretty cool. So this is from Orbix, is that the fellas? Orbix? And yeah, it's not sponsored or anything, I had to pay for it. But yeah, thanks to you guys who sent in photos and whatnot of trucks and of the planes so they could do a better representation of what it looks like. It looks as good as it does because of you guys. So pat yourselves on the back and thank you very much. So can a real life XSTOL pilot fly a flight sim XSTOL plane? I'll let you decide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That is the XSTOL for Flight Simulator. You guys have a good one. See you soon. Hooroo.